spine-wise. You might feel a little bit of support from like your QLs, your quadratus lumbarum muscles. If you remember, those help to lift the pelvis from side to side, so they shouldn't really be doing a lot of work here, but sometimes those muscles take over because people's glutes are underdeveloped. So if you aren't using your glutes in the pose, these muscles will try to work, and then people feel pain in their lower back because these muscles are not made to do that work. So if these muscles are firing, it's because your butt is not doing its job. People's glutes are so incredibly underdeveloped, and we hear it a lot in yoga. I used to teach this in yoga again because some other teacher had told me this, and I hadn't studied it enough on my own to really know better yet. A lot of the time it's taught to relax your glutes and back bends. That's one of, again, the most unsafe things you can do in a back bend. Your glutes are pelvis stabilizers, and they're hip and leg extenders. So if you're going into a back bend, both of your legs are in extension. They're both being pulled this way, not flexion. If you're not using your glutes, all of the pressure goes into your lumbar spine. So if you can remember one thing from today, your butt is super important in back bend. When we activate the hamstrings by squeezing, so you're working on flexion from the knee, it is going to help with extension of the hip because your hamstrings and your glutes are primary hip extenders. So now if your hamstrings and your glutes are both really, really active, it's going to take you into a deeper back bend. So in regards to back bending, your most important activation points, back of the thighs, lots of glutes, as much glutes as you possibly can in front of the core, like this section. And to relation as to whether or not your lower back will hurt. There's a lot of really important parts of back bending, but those are really, really important. And that's where you're getting your power from in the back bend. And we'll kind of touch on that again when we get to Urdhva Dhanurasana later on. One or both. Definitely one between the thighs, maybe one between the feet. And then find your Sphinx. And scoot your elbows a little forward this time. Up a little. Okay. Keep working on it. Okay, so start pressing the ground away. Start pushing the heart forward. Step one is lift your feet. Then, teach me, everyone. Not quite yet. The legs still have some work to do. Squeeze your feet toward your butt so that your hamstrings become super active. Squeeze your blocks. Squeeze your bum. Lift your belly button. Now, start moving your hands back. So first it's kind of like a cobra, and then it's kind of like the feet hands by hips. And then let's reach our arms by the sides and not grab. Now you see you can pick up your thighs and push your heart forward and keep lifting the belly button. These are the muscles we want to feel. Now maybe grab your feet, push your shins forward, get your femur bones into the sockets, push your heart forward, and the humerus bones into the shoulder sockets. Keep squeezing your blocks. If you don't have a block between the feet, notice as the feet move toward each other, if you can keep them in alignment with your knees and hips. If you don't have a block between the thighs, try to keep your knees in alignment with the feet and the hips. One more breath. And then go ahead and release. Let's push back to child's pose. I want you guys to teach me how to do it. So I'm going to set up from bridge. So my head is on the blanket, my shoulders are down, and we squeeze my blocks
Fingers on the blanket.
Heels on the blanket, fingers up.
Positive on me.
Elbows in.
Elbows in.
Push your shins to the
Feet.
toward the door. Toward
Feet